Welcome everybody. Super excited tonight about having our monthly night of healing with the beautiful and brilliant Sammy Guerra. If you are joining me now, go ahead and drop in the chat box where you are joining me from so that I can say hello to you. For those of you I have not yet met, my name is Mary Amoido, and together with my amazing husband, Richard, we are the global master distributors for Velovita. What an exciting time to get involved. We are now, I guess, 22 months young, and things are getting hot and heavy with our business. Super excited to have you all. Make sure you send a quick text message to your friends and teammates that we are having this. We are going to be starting in just a few minutes now. So welcome everybody. Don't forget to drop in the chat box where you are joining us so that I can say hello to you. I know we've got people from all over right now. So welcome. We've got Sean joining us from Maryland. We've got my friend Joelle from Sedona. Welcome guys. Excited to have you. We do this once a month. We host Sammy Guerra, the beautiful and brilliant wife of our CEO, Costa Guerra. You're going to hear some incredible nuggets of wisdom. She is a master in Zen living. Grab your notebooks, grab your highlighters, your pens, your pencils, whatever you need to take notes, because you will definitely want to take notes tonight. So welcome. We've got Tams from Ontario. We've got June joining us from California. Welcome Jay from Carrollton, right around the corner from where we are. Super excited to have you. Make sure you drop in the chat box where you are joining us from so that we can say hello to you. Welcome everybody. Make sure you drop it in all of your chat groups and your friends know that this is happening. Welcome everybody. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes here. This is one of my absolute favorite nights of the month. I absolutely love hearing from Sammy. She has invested decades in her own personal growth and her spirituality. And I absolutely love that she is so generous in giving this to all of us and sharing it with us. So welcome everybody. If you're joining us, drop in the chat box where you're joining us from so that I can welcome you. For those of you I have not yet met, my name is Mary Amoido, and together with my amazing husband, Richard, we are the global master distributors for Velovita. We are super honored to be in this position. What a great Velovita family we have created here. You guys are absolutely incredible. You our members are definitely what makes us so special. So welcome everybody. We've got Niall joining us from Southwest Florida. We've got Shanika joining us from Bedford, Texas, in our neck of the woods. Samantha is joining us from Alaska. Welcome Wendy from Minnesota. We've got Virginia from Idaho. Renee is joining us from Florida. We've got Kimberly from Port Charlotte, Florida. Welcome Christine from Indiana. We've got Bonnie joining us from Alberta, Canada. We've got Angie from North Carolina. Welcome everybody. We are going to get started in just a couple of minutes here. Make sure you send a quick message to all of your teammates, letting them know that this is about to happen. They do not want to miss this at all. We do this once a month. We're going to have the beautiful and brilliant Sammy Guerra on tonight. She is going to share with us a wealth of information. You definitely do not want to miss this. Send a quick text message to your friends and teammates, because I know life happens. It's that hour where they're getting kids down and all sorts of mayhem happening after school. So I promise you, people are not going to want to miss this. So send them a quick message to remind them that we are going to get started in just a couple of minutes here. So welcome. We've got Chris joining us from Campbell, Texas. Hello to Morgan Wood from Oregon. We've got Karen joining us from Denton, Texas, not too far from us. We've got Francis joining us from Washington. Welcome everybody. We've got Clyde joining us from Ontario, California. Super excited to see you all. Send a quick text message to your teammates, letting them know that we are about to get started. They definitely do not want to miss this. We do this once a month. It is such an incredible time. So many people need this to really reset their thought processes. Sammy has invested decades in her own training and growth, and she is so generously sharing this with everybody tonight. Make sure you've got your pen and paper ready. If you need multiple color highlighters, do that, because you do not want to miss any of this information. So many people send me text messages after Sammy's Night of Healing that they absolutely loved what she shared, life-changing things they've implemented, and has really shifted their outlook on life and changed their effectiveness in business. So make sure you send a quick text message to everybody, letting them know that we are getting started. All right, I have 8:01 p.m. Eastern. So it gives me incredible, great pleasure to introduce this phenomenal woman. The first time I met her, I absolutely fell in love. She has a countenance and an energy that both excites you and calms you. She brings a peace and presence into the room that is unlike any other. She is a master in Zen living, and she literally leads seminars of thousands upon thousands of people all over the world. People clamor to be in her presence and learn what she's going to teach. We are so blessed to have her here with us. So if you could help me welcome the wife, our first lady of Bella Vita, Miss Sammy Guerra. Sammy, are you there?
Hi, Mary. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Just a minute. I have something here. I'm not a very technical person, but anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much for this great introduction. I'm super excited. This is that time of the month. I want to welcome you guys, all of you, for being here with me. It's very exciting. You know, I always use this platform to, make a difference, and always want to share with you, all those knowledge and investment I did on myself that I saw result. And tonight, it's actually very special because, for me, this is all about, allowing. And I want you to understand that this is not something that I woke up in the morning and I suddenly master allowing. And today's topic, it's so perfect because of what's going on around us, and especially when you are surrounded by loved one that you struggling, explaining to them and connecting with them and tell them, tell them stuff to do, and they're not listening. So, watching people that are not following or listening to you, it sucks, because that's when allowing take place. And in our growth in life in general, in order for us to move to the next step and next level, we have to master that. And we have to, understand. It's ridiculous to think that, I can control, my husband or my spouse, my family, my kids. Because you have to understand something. When God created us, and we have our own soul, own personality. We were born to be ourselves. We, as loved one, supposed to assist each other to grow, assist each other to go on the path of rediscovering who you are every minute, every time. So what happened to me, and before I actually master allowing, is I went through all those bump in life, and struggle, thinking that because I learned so much from my past, and I learned from my mistake, that I can advise other, and especially family, children, and give them the shortcut of life. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. The focus is to do you, invest on yourself, and shine bright, and let others around you see you, look up to you, and wanted to do the same thing and wanted to change their life. So today it's very special because a lot of people think, I have my way, I organize, I control, I do this, I do that. They think that, because of the way how they manage the time and manage the surrounding that they're going to have a control over. You have to understand something, that if you were meant to have or be with somebody, it's going to happen. It's not because of what you did or what you control or what you think you did to get that far. It's because it's meant to be. And the universe, God will open the road for you to make it effortless. So that relationship's going to work. The same way you figure life on your own and you turn up to be okay, the same, for that same reason, you have to allow your children to grow and learn their own lesson. And I'm going to give you, some example about my personal life and how it gave me an opportunity to always allow and see that when I don't force things, the window of opportunity, the flow of the energy move faster and gently. So it's very important that, what I want you to do, actually, I want you to just be open-minded, okay? Information that I'm going to deliver tonight, it's not, if you really listen from your heart and not bring your all your little judgment coming up, you're going to realize that, what, it's nothing new that, Sammy's talking, because I'm here to remind you something that you probably already heard before from somebody else, or even know from your higher consciousness. You'd be surprised. Nothing empty. There is no accident you are on the call. There is no accident I'm doing what I'm doing. I 100% believe that the right person is going to be part of this journey, the one that's seeking for the truth and I want to invest in themselves to grow, so they can really enjoy life to the fullest and be happy, going to be here. The one they are very skeptical and have zero intention of growing, they're not going to come on my path. I'm not the type of person that, I'm looking for quantity of people. I'm, for the rest of my life, being on this journey and teach this Zen vibration, I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for people, they are open and they want to learn, they want to embrace, they want to remind themselves of how powerful they are. Because by the end of the day, you can have all the money you want. Happiness, you cannot buy it. There is no money going to buy your happiness. If there is no happiness from within, you don't have it in your heart, or, like some people said, you really don't know what happened, between closed door. If people, only the people know the truth. If you don't have a happy home, if you're not happy inside of your house, there is absolutely no money that can buy this, okay? And the first step to happiness, it's when it comes from within, not material happiness. That's not what I'm talking about. So when it comes from within, the happiness that will be your ultimate foundation to all your success, it's from within. It starts with allowing. I promise you. I can almost guarantee you. I don't guarantee 100% because I'm not with you. I don't know if you're going to do, if we're going to listen to me or do what I'm telling you, 100%. Because if you listen to me and you practice those simple steps and you really sincerely want to see the change and you give 100%, you're going to see 100% result. Because the allowing is not an easy thing to do. It's a very powerful place to be. When you reach that level, I'm telling you, you reach a level of mastery. What I mean by mastery is you master your life completely. Because the key is to get to that level of allowing, still find peace, still looking at your loved one, even when they struggle, allow them to go through what they need to go through. Because Same as your past experience, you learn from it and it brought you where you are now. You must allow your loved one, your friend, your family, to go through what they need to go through. It's very important. So how that work? The first step is really to understand that you have zero control over anybody, not even to your kids. Your kid's gonna listen to you when they're small, but when they become adult, they're gonna go back to their true self, which is, their own spirit, have their own mind, speak their mind, have their own judgment, and they have their own experience. But even, I'll give you an example, even as a baby, you still don't have a control over them. You can think and challenge me all you want. I promise you, those little souls have their mind on their own. I remember, when my grandson was, I think, a year old, or maybe, yeah, a year old, or maybe a year and 2 months. And at that time, he's 10 right now. I used to babysit him a lot, like long time, like a month at a time, a 3 week, like 2 months at a time. So when he came to me and visit, this is interesting. Remember, let's say he's 1 year old, okay? That little soul. I light the candle and I put on the table, and then I tell him, Jaden, don't touch it. It's very hot, 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 hot. Like I'm showing him, I want him to not burn himself, but I want him to teach him a lesson that this thing, it's pretty hot. It can burn your finger. And he's 1 year old. He's look at the flame, at the candle, and then he put his finger and he's smiling like that little devilish smile, showing me I can do it. And I said, Jaden, don't touch it. It's hot, hot, hot. And he looked at me with that baby face and he's like, hot, hot, hot. I said, yes, it's hot, hot, hot. Did you think he listened to me? Absolutely not. He put his finger and I tried to stop him and he tried again. And then finally I said, listen, he's not going to burn himself, but he burned his finger. Let him learn a lesson. Obviously, I'm telling him, I'm trying to give him a shortcut on not to do, and he's determined to go for it, right? So he goes, and then all he did, touch the flame, like just a little bit. And then he screamed and cried and said, hot, hot, hot. And I embrace him and comfort him, give him love. I said, I told you, I've been telling you for the last 10 minutes, don't touch it, it's hot. Even the 1 year old, when they start to be aware, want to discover, want to learn how this works, want to know that, okay, if I touch this and I burn myself, I shouldn't touch again. That's what I'm trying to tell you, that even the kids, it's great to be the example, okay? As a parent, as a friend, as a role model, as a leader, you want to be a great role model. You can teach people without pointing the finger and trying to, control them, because it doesn't work. And for some of you that, expert in communication, and you learn how to communicate with them without telling them what to do. There is so many gentle ways that you can approach your loved one and allow them, because what happens is when you don't control someone and you allow, you can advise them, but you need to let it be. You can't just be so determined that, they have to listen to every single thing you say, because it's not going to happen. Why I'm telling you this? Because I want you, it's part of your stress. It's part of our anxiety, because we take on so much responsibility and we think that we can change everybody. One of the bigger mistakes the parents do, I am guilty. I did it, with my son. You don't want them to suffer in life. You don't want them to, work so hard. You want to give them this platform and spoil them and give them this life, but they don't appreciate until they go through their own lesson. okay? So it's very important. Instead of helping them, we hinder them. They become handicapped. They don't value life. So it doesn't matter what you do. If the child is gonna do it, he's gonna do it to learn his own lesson. You cannot skip someone for learning. Everybody have their own karma. Everybody have their own journey. So why I'm saying this tonight? So you stop putting your attention and all your energy on something that you're not gonna have a control over. Let it be. Learn, challenge yourself, learn how to allow. When you see someone or somebody, especially when you live with somebody, usually it's the hardest one. If it's a stranger, yeah, you listen to me, you don't listen to me, I won't see you after today, right? But when, and I'm sure they have their own stress as well. But the best way is to let people be. When you let people be on their own, okay, they want to be close to you. They want to have your opinion. They weren't gonna insist for you to give them some advice. What I done, my son passed away almost 3 years ago now, but I started be more allowing in the last 5 years, okay, of his journey. And I'm telling you, when I started to be more allowing, I saw the dynamic change. I saw the transition change. I saw everything shift in that kids because of, the connection that, I create with him. I create this frequency of a flow with him. We were in line in the same vibration. It was very hard for me as a mother to see him making those choices that I don't necessarily approve of it, right? But I have to allow him. I have to love him. I have to embrace him. I have to encourage him. And sometimes when I feel that I want to give him an advice, I come from, hey, how about this? I just thought about this, and then you share with them without, coming strong and aggressive that, you the parents and you need to tell them what to do. It will never work. Same with your spouse, same with your loved one, same with your partner, same with your friend. No friend want to have somebody that constantly telling them what to do. People want gentleness. People want love. People want you to embrace them. People want you to let them, excuse of my language, fuck up. Let them make the mistake so you can be there for them. It's very empowering when you come from that place of allowing, so you can have your arm wide open to embrace them. How you do that? It's not easy. It takes practice. And how you practice that? By making commitment. You have to commit it. It's like anything else. I told you at the beginning, I said, you can take all my information. If you not really take it at heart and want to do the work, you really kind of like can hope you're going to get results. Or you do it or you don't. Same with a project, when you work out, when I work out full time, I saw results. When I don't work out, I see the difference. When you build a business, if you don't give your heart and soul and build that business, you're not going to see any result. Some of you, a lot of you are very independent and have your own business. So, you can't just sit down and not do anything unless you give so much, build the business, and it just generate naturally. But it took some work for you to get there. Don't you agree? Like right now, being on this journey, talking about allowing, it's so effortless for me. It's very easy for me, seriously. It's very easy for me to stay calm. Doesn't mean I don't get, I don't have you can push my button or I'm not going to have a reaction. It's easy for me to go back to peace. Why? Because I invest so much years and years on staying in that vibration. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Everything take work. I don't care what somebody said, that, you can sit down and just let it come. It's just not going to come. Everything you want, you're going to take the action. You want this allowing to be so like easy for you and connect with your flow and your vibration, then put the work. Start to focus, start to learn on, be consciously aware of your thoughts. First step. I don't want you to even like you surrounded. I'm sure some of you already have roommate, live with somebody, live with family, have kids, children, you're in a relationship. That's when the lesson's gonna start. At some way, somehow, at some day, some level, your button gonna get pushed. When your button get pushed, you need to go from within, etc., have a reaction and try to understand why this is happening. And if you stay present enough and long enough in the moment without reacting right away, give yourself a chance, to go from within. You're going to notice that, there is always one thing that led to another. There is something that happened that person felt affected, that, he attacked you. But by the end of the day, this is how I want you to shift. This is how I master allowing. When somebody push my button, I want you to sincerely hear this. When someone push my button, even if I haven't done anything, okay, I may not physically or verbally said anything, but maybe unconsciously I manifest this. And I tell you why. When always a button get pushed, usually it's because there is something in me that I need to face it. There is always, people are not in your life by accident. The people that give you love, the people that adore you, the people that they are here for a purpose. For that same reason, the people that push your button and the people that not so much, are coming for peace, they're still here to contribute to you. They're here to contribute to for your energy, so you can go to mastery level, stutter, heal, and go to the next step. You cannot grow if you by yourself and no one push your button. Don't you agree? It's impossible. It's impossible. Okay? So you are here on this journey. We till we die, we're going to continue to attract positive and negative energy. You need to look at those two energy and decide what you want to do with it. My suggestion, it's your job from this moment on, it's wanting to master allowing. So if somebody said something to you that you didn't approve of it, or you're not very okay with that, don't have a reaction, quickly. Go from within. If you go from within and you ask the question, why I'm experiencing this, your higher consciousness is going to give you the information that you need to understand, for you to understand. So you're not going to come from a victim place. You're going to come more from an allowing place. Okay? Every single person that pushed my button were there to contribute to me so I can master allowing to be where I am. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. The amount of the speed that it's going to take for you to reach that level, it's how open are you? Okay? Sometimes you're going to feel overwhelmed, and especially when you're with your loved one and you want to give them an advice, okay? That's the tough one, because you're raising kids, you have your kids, you want to sincerely, advise them. But let's be realistic about this. How many times you try to give someone an advice or an idea, or us as parents give our children a shortcut of life so they're not going to make the mistake that we made? When was last time somebody said, Mother, Father, thank you so much for telling me to not go to this crazy party. I can't believe it. It doesn't happen. We wish, right? We wish. Do you know how many times I sound like what's the expression? Like a record. You know, I was constantly telling my child, don't go to this party, don't do drug, don't do this, don't do that. Guess what? He did the worst of the worst of the worst. Till I surrender and realize I have zero control over that child. That child needs to learn his own lesson. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they're not ready. Sometimes they need to hit bottom in order for them to come up, but they need to do that on their own. Same with your partner, okay? I don't care if it's your husband or your wife. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can't tell them what to do, and they cannot tell you what to do. You have to constantly allow people to be. Because if I allow my partner to be himself, guess what? He's gonna feel so comfortable and free that when he come and spend time with me, I know he came and spent time with me because he wanted. But if I constantly said, we need to spend time together, you're not making time for me, you're working a lot, you blah, blah, blah. He's gonna come and do it just to shut me down, just for me to not complain or come out of guilt. You don't want people to spend time with you, you know, because they feel guilty. You really honestly want people to spend time with you because they want to. I will never force my grandson to be with me. Trust me, it's not easy. I want more of them. I want, you know, at one time, I want to try to negotiate with the mother so I can have that child and raise him. But I'm not the mother. I have to trust God. I have to trust his journey. I have to trust that, you know, everything around me, that it's being created to make a better journey and a growth. So you know what I did? I pushed the brake on that. I said, I am allowing, if he's meant to be with us, he will be. If he's not, when it's the right time, it will happen. There is no pressure. You have no idea the freedom that you will get as a person. Do you know why people think too much and have a lot of sickness? One of the big reasons is because they think too much. They have ulcer because they push, they can't communicate. They have issue with their heart. When you have negative concern, even if you don't think it's negative, being concerned about my partner and worry whether he want to spend time with me, it add poison in my body. All that nonsense, it just create my brain with so much cloud that I can't even focus. I promise you, and I'm going to guarantee you, if you live in allowing, you're gonna live happily ever after. Just, you know, and you're gonna realize you are free. Trust this. If you're a believer in God of the universe, then trust that the universe and God has a plan. That yes, you give birth to those children, but he will take care of them. I don't want to sound that I'm preaching something, but it's the truth. You know, we always say we trust God, we trust our, then trust God for your partner, trust God for your children, then trust everything, that everything is divine order. So let the universe do his job. They are in your life for a purpose. Don't push them away. Same with your children, don't push them away. I'll tell you something incredible that happened, and I hate to keep talking about my grandson, but those are the example that I want to bring. You know, 2 days ago, he FaceTimed me and he was emotional. I'm not going to go into the detail, but why you think he did that? He felt comfortable with me. Okay? And all the people in the world, he called me because he knew grandma, she's the only person that doesn't, you know, judge me or, you know, try to tell me what to do. I have my way how I tell him what to do. And that's the next step that I'm going to go and talk about. So the way how you communicate, if something you so frustrated about, because communication needs to happen regardless, right? But what I don't want you to do is communicate from anger. There is praying and communication should never come from the negative vibration. I want you to know that. When you pray, pray from a, very calm place. Pray from a very a grateful space. That's how you pray. You show gratitude to the universe, you show gratitude to God, and you come from unconditional love that you are open for more. But when you pray from please help me for this, blah, 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 and you go negative, it doesn't work like that. All you're doing, because as we are powerful being, whatever you focus, you manifest more of it. So if you talk about negativity, guess what? You create more of it. But if you talk about positive, you create more of that too. So what is it that you want to talk about? You want to pray from fear, or you want to pray from unconditional love, and so you can manifest Quaker? You want to talk about fear, or you want to talk about love? So when you in those positions that you feel that communication must need to happen with your partner, with your children, no problem. You need to have that communication. I'm not saying allow them and don't say anything. All I'm saying is you have right to be the example and speak to them. But when you speak to them and you present, a fact or present a situation, let it be. Don't keep talking to them about, this is what I told you that. Let it be. Trust that your job is to deliver the message, and trust that, the brain, it's strong enough that, they're going to take your information and they will figure it out. Don't look at them like they are some, dumb people that they can listen or can understand the language, because that's not true. Even the child. The worst thing we can do to another human, it's when we do this to them with a finger. It's the worst, because in that communication, they already built the wall, and you can speak from one, it goes from one ear, goes to the other. They're not even listening to you. So how you make somebody do what you want them to do without controlling and still come from allowing? I will give you a scenario that I did with my grandson. It's the most recent one, because I'm in that place where I do it so naturally that I'm not even consciously aware that I'm manifesting what I want from, those people without doing anything. It become like so magically and automatically that things are shifting, and it's happening right away. So the best, example, it's so this is how it went with the conversation. He called me. Remember, everything that's gonna come out of your mouth, it has to come from unconditional love. It has to come from love. You want to come from kindness and compassion. I don't care what other people say. It will never work if you do otherwise. It will never work. But when you come from compassion and you come from kindness and love, you have much more chance to have people do what you want them to do without even controlling them, because they don't feel forced. They feel that you give them a choice. Okay. So when I communicate with my grandson, the purpose of his call to me was that he was devastated. He had a very bad day, whatever his reason is. And he was, making such a big deal at really nothing. But to him, to his world, it was a big deal. And I have to honor that. So he was very emotional and cried about, he hit his foot and his foot, his toes swallow, and he can't walk. And so he made a big deal. Remember, he's 10, so I can't judge what's good, what's not good, what's big, what's not, if it's small. I just have to allow them, right? So I'm allowing him expressing his emotion, but on the same time, in the back of my head, I want him to understand that, it could be worse. Here you're making the end of the day, your day so miserable because you hit your toes, and suddenly you can't see any other blessing in your life. And I understand he need to go through those emotions, right? So this is how I shift the conversation with him. After I let him, express himself emotionally, I approached him and I said, take a nice deep breath in and deep breath out, brought comfort to him. And when he relaxed, I said, are you feeling a little better? He said, yes, Grandma, I feel a little better. So I try to bring a little bit of a humor to him. And then he asked me, he said, Grandma, how was your day? I didn't ask you. I said, my day was good, but it could be better. He said, what do you mean? And I said, well, my day could be better. It doesn't matter how sometime the day go. It doesn't matter how bad I think sometimes, it is, but there is always, a way to overlook and see that, it can be better. I have a home. I have a roof under my head. I'm not hungry. I have food in my plate, and I started naturally, gently share with him about no matter what's the situation, it could be worse, but I focus on the blessing. And then he's smart enough, because I never point the finger at him and attack him or whatever. I allow him. He said, so you mean, Grandma, that, even though I hurt my toes, it could be worse? I said, absolutely. He said, I see what you mean. And then I said, do you know what could be worse? He said, yeah. I said, so what is the blessing now? And he said, well, I have my own room. That's exciting. I said, you see? So, it could be worse. You could easily break your legs, right? But you didn't. He said, you're right. And then we shift this gently. I know it's not a big deal to some of you, but if you really, listen to my interaction with him, it is a big deal. It's very challenging for a lot of us when we're not used to it, but little by little, it will be beneficial for you. It will be natural. It will be, so when you communicate like that with people, I don't want you to come from a place where you know how they feel. We don't know how anybody feel, okay? But I want you to come from the place where they know they can come on you for sure, at least for a hug. Sometimes people come to you and said, I just want a hug. It's because they don't want to say anything. They don't want to even have anybody to give them any advice or point of view. They just want a hug. That's how you should see yourself. As the hugger, you hug people without asking questions and allowing. You want your children to follow a good path. You become an example. If somebody's smoking and said, it's not good for you, don't smoke, and then you're smoking, how do you think your kid's going to react? They're going to want to experience smoking. You can't tell people what to do. You can be the example, and that's how you allow. By being the example, it's easy for you to allow them. You have to detach from your expectation. You're not here to control anybody but yourself. Even sometimes you have no control of yourself and what happened to you, right? I mean, let's be honest. Sometimes you're doing something and then it just go completely, different direction. It's almost like, the universe telling you, I'm in control. I know what's good for you. Sometimes you don't know what's good for you. So start to embrace allowing and start to master allowing. It's very important. The people around you, you'll be surprised. I know some people are going to say, well, I have so much I need to tell them. They need to follow the rule. They need to do that. They're not stupid. Trust me. You follow the rule, they're going to follow the rule. If they want to break the rule, there is cause and effect. Let them learn. The quicker you let them learn, the faster they're going to come and play on your table. I learned that too late. I tried to rescue and stop my son from hitting bottom. I wish I let him hitting bottom from the first time I find out he was, struggling. I wish I did. Maybe he would have a different journey. But this is the past. It's done. He is where he's supposed to be. So it's very important that, you understand that none of your control, gonna make a difference and impact on someone. It can only push them away. You want them to come close to you, you need to bring them in. You need to, embrace them. It's hard. I know it's hard. But why allowing? Because it's going to move your focus from worry so much about other people and start to take care of you. You need to be free. You need to free your mind. You need to free your subconscious so you can enjoy. If I don't sleep at night, it's because I stay up late, cause and effect. But other than that, I have zero stuff in my brain and my subconscious. It's so clear that there is nothing that's going to come in my head that's going to make me stop from sleeping. You know why? Because I choose to live my life in integrity. I choose to allow people. I choose to come from a place where, you know what? I'm going to just focus on me and constantly clear all the, stuff, cloudy stuff in my brain so I can be free. Because guess what? When I'm free, I manifest from all over the place, in so many different places. I don't stay on the spiritual path so I can, or I don't live in integrity so people can say, oh, Sammy, she's a great person. No, I do it for me. I do it for me. And now it's so naturally, I'm telling you, stay focused. It doesn't take much. The only effort that you're going to have to take in allowing, it's really biting your tongue. Bite your tongue maybe many times before you're going to say something. If you have nothing good to say, don't say. If you feel a little bit of a jealousy, if you feel, you want to spend more time with your partner and at the moment, you guys are not spending more time, don't tell them what to do. Don't tell them what to do. Work on yourself. Okay? What I will say, whenever you can make time, I would love to have a great time with you. I miss you. I love you. That's what I say. You plant a gentle, nice seed of love, let them figure it out. But if you come and said, we've been together, we haven't spent together time, we haven't had a date, we haven't blah, blah, all it does is this. That vibration doesn't, work well. It just only this. And what happened? You don't want your partner to come and spend time with you with resentment or with guilt. I prefer being alone than having somebody come with me because he's obligated to come with me. Don't do that. That's why I allow that, they go out of their way to want to enjoy the time with me. And then we have a great memory, and then we have a great time. Same with your children. Every time I go see my family, they are excited to see me because I allow them. I don't get involved. Yeah, as a sibling, we talk about different things, but by the end of the day, I know I can't control anybody. Same with my friends, same with my grandson. They want to come and spend time with me. They're not coming because I tell them you have to come. That's the energy that you want to, create for yourself. That's the energy that you want to build, the vibration around you, around your partner, around your children. even if there is, why I'm emphasizing on the, um, why I'm emphasizing on the partner and family, because those are the tough one that, you know, we need to practice allowing. And those are like usually the one that it's very difficult, and we having a hard time finding peace from it. Okay. So if you miss someone, you miss your children, work with the time, adjust with your, you know, your schedule and this schedule. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to control everything all the time. You know, give them a chance. Show them that you respect them enough. You give them the power to be independent, to make their own decision. You know, our new generation, I have mixed feeling about the new generation because they're all into text. They don't like to call, but I adjust with that flow, okay? Because I don't want to push away my grandson. When I realize when I call him, it's not always a good thing to talk. He does well in texting. I started texting. And even when I text him, you'll be surprised. I know some of you gonna say, oh, he's only 10, you know, you shouldn't let him make the decision. No, I'm honoring his space. I'm honoring his space. And you know what? When I do that, he honor my space. When he called me and I can answer and I text him, he said, no problem, Grandma. When you're free, you reach out to me. He's only 10. I don't say, oh, he's 10 years old. You need to pick up the phone. I'm your grandma. I need to talk to you. It doesn't work like that. That generation are 10 times smarter than we are. And the technology is going to a whole different place that we old-fashioned people have to adjust to the vibration. If I want to talk more with my grandson, I go down to his level, which is texting. And then out of the blue, I started text. I said, just call me whenever you want to chat. And that one day he called me, I swear to you, he called me. I realized I wasn't prepared for that call, but he called me. I'm not going to shut him down. So I started talking to him. But that's the way. It's like when you detach from your expectation, it's like a magnet. They naturally want to come close to you. Then you can enjoy the process. You can be together in harmony, and it can be a great flow. It's very important that you allow people, okay? There is no magic recipe in how to allow people. It's something you need to go from within and, you know, watch what you say and don't jump in so quickly to attack people or to respond. If you're not sure, don't say. If you're not in a good place, don't react. Just keep quiet. I'm not always in the best vibration. So in my worst, it's when I have some judgment coming up about, you know, if I'm witnessing something. So you know what I do? I stay quiet. I stay quiet and try to understand before I'm going to jump in. And when I take the time and do that, you know, the outcome of it, it's very successful. When your kids want to be alone, or when your kids want to be in their room, allow them. When it's the right time, you approach them gently. Everything works with gentleness. When you're gentle in your communication, those kids, you make the other person feel that they have a choice. You give them a choice. You can still tell them what to do without telling them what to do, if you know what I mean. You can still, like, for example, when he's here, the first time his room was a little bit of a mess. And I want him to get into the habit to do something. And sort of, I said, whenever you get a chance, you know, before we're going to leave this morning, you know, it'll be great if you can fix, you know, your room and organize. No problem, Grandma, I will. You know what he did? He did not wait whenever he's going to get a chance. He dropped his laptop and he fixed it in the way how he know how to fix it. And I acknowledge him. So you indirectly approaching them in a loving way, to do something. You want them to help you, whenever you get a chance. I love to have your help when you can. There is a certain way that, even if somebody's so tired, when usually someone's so kind to them, they go out of their way to want to contribute to you, and they insist on that. Okay? If there is a time where you're very frustrated and you cannot have you haven't mastered allowing, and you cannot uh, put it across your communication with your partner or your children, pray. Remember to pray. Prayer are very powerful. If you believe in angel, ask your angel to guide you. Ask your angel to come through you and help you to allow more. All those little, we talk about faith, we talk about believing in something, then put in practice. Stop talking, put in practice. Those things help. I'm not a superwoman. So in my weak moment, I pray, I meditate, I have millions of tools that I apply. But I promise you, if you sincerely, take this in consideration and understand that your key to ultimate happiness, I'm telling you this, it's by mastering allowing. When you allow people around you, when you allow your partner to be, they want to be with you even more. They want to spend more time with you. Everything around you, it's a reflection of you. You are reflecting people's behavior. So if my button get pushed because of my son doing drugs, because I have energy, negative energy toward that, it's giving me an opportunity to apply forgiveness and be compassionate. Because and that's what happened to me through the years. I had a lot of resentment, a lot of judgment about, his addiction. And before I find peace. And when I knew that was a part of my life with him, that I need to master allowing if I want to grow. Because if I don't, surrender, if I don't allow him, it's good to have not judgment. You don't want to condemn people, and you don't want to have a judgment. You want to have observation. So your observation is going to tell you this worked for you, this doesn't work for you. But you cannot make those observations unless you come from allowing. Okay? If you don't have allowing energy, you have judgment, condemnation, and then that will suck your energy back down more and more, right? So when you come in allowing, you already create this space and energy of you are non-judgmental. You are more forgiving. And I had to have all those buttons be pushed by my child because of his experience and a drug experience, that finally, you know what I did? I said, I surrender to you, God. I need to understand the addiction so I can forgive him and forgive me, so I can be in allowing and continue to grow. Okay? Guess what happened? I had to master that energy of forgiveness. And how I shift this, it was just a shift in perception. I started to say, wait a minute, okay, he's addicted to drug and alcohol. And in order for me to have compassion with him and not judge him, I have to know that, I'm addicted to coffee. And at the time, I was so addicted to training and workout. I'm like, it's the same. Just one hurts you and the other one, it shift your body in a different way, right? So in some ways, I'm addicted too into my coffee. And suddenly I had to come from a place of non-judgmental and realize one is good and one is bad, but it's all the same addiction. I was able to forgive him. I was able to love him. I was able to allow him. So when I started allowing him, I came from a non-judgmental place, And when I approached him, I said, hey, son, cause and effect, I'm telling you. I said, you are hurting yourself. So I share with him, those things, but I never said, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. I was already past in allowing. I said, whenever you're ready, did you really had enough of this? I will support you again to go to rehab. And I let it be. And I let it be. Remember, you can't force people. You can assist them. Now, if he came to me and he said, I'm begging you, mom, please, I can't make the decision. Help me. That's a different thing. Then I take on the control and then I do it my way. But until they come to you and ask you, you must allow them. It's very important that you allow your people, your loved one, okay? Work, it's a whole different animal. It's a completely different. In work, you have guideline. There is, you don't cross certain line. People have their job, people have their task, but still, you tell them what to do because they're on the payroll, but they know as the job, they should do that. If they don't listen, then that's a whole different thing. Then you decide whether you're going to replace them, give them a warning. That's up to you. It's a completely different thing. I'm talking about more for me, allowing. I'm not so much focusing on the people outside of you because you may see them one or twice. By the end of the day, they're not going to affect you as much as I'm talking about in your house, your loved one, your partner, your children, your family, all those people that you have to see almost every day, that you must allow them, the closest people to you. It's very important. Okay. My time, it's up, it's very close, but it show you that it's more. I give you so much information, and but it's like I can go on all day and talk about allowing, because there is so much great thing, and great value. But I give you the most important basic information that I think simplified in a way where you can understand. And I'm really hoping and desiring that you put in practice. I'm telling you, my life, it's better, can't be any better than this, and it's only happened when I started allow. Me and my partner are two separate personality, and I allow him. Me and my sibling are two separate, I have 5 different personality, and I allow them. Same with my mother. Same with, my grandson, my friend, my closer people. So, I'm asking you, don't waste any more of your time. Take this as an investment for your soul, and, embrace the knowledge. I invested 27 years now, actually it's 27, being on this journey, and 0 regret. My first 2 years, 5 years, I made some sacrifice to work harder on myself. I have 0 regret. It was the best investment I did, for me. Because by the end of the day, you can do so many investments outside of you, but one day it's going to be gone. When you invest on your own self, what are you doing for your soul? Anything that I'm investing on my soul, it will last long, forever, no doubt. Even when you become an example, and I want you to remember this, and you're going to see what I'm talking about through this journey. When you invest on yourself and you become the example, you may think that your children, your partner, your people that are around you haven't really, or you may think that they're not listening. It's not true. Everything you do, you're planting a seed. You're planting a seed in someone's soul. When they're ready, they're going to remember this, okay? When they are ready, they're going to remember. In his worst day, he called me, he knew, my grandson, Grandma, she's the one. She's going to remind me how wonderful I am. She's going to give me comfort. Same with my mom, same with my siblings, same with everybody. They not necessarily listen to everything I said, but I know in their heart, I plant a seed. For sure, for sure. Even with my partner, with two different personality, but you know what? He's man enough to say, I'm not you, you're not me, but when you're around, I can feel your energy. That's a big compliment. You know, he so want to support me on the platform to share this. Why? Because I don't tell him what to do. You understand? But they understand. They know deep inside, I'm planting a little seed. It may not go as fast as you and I want, but trust God. Trust that you're not the only child of God. There is many of the children, and we're all gonna be okay. It will be okay. Move your energy on the stuff that you cannot do and focus on the one that you can do. Right now, with what's going on, before I end the call, I just want to say that I'm very consciously aware about what's happening in our world with the you know, all that negativity, with the war, and but there is nothing I can do. Some of you are in the place where there is nothing you could do, but I tell you what we can do. What we can do is gossiping, talking, having an opinion, and making people, you know, wrong. What you and I can do, it's pray. Amen to that. We can pray. The power in visualization are the most powerful manifestation. So if you care enough about the world, if you care enough about what happened, take 5 minutes a day, start a prayer, start to close your eyes and visualize peace around those countries, even around yourself. That's what you can do. I try to not, you know, I avoid watching the news. I don't, you know, I have no intention. If I'm meant to know something, I'm going to know. That's the bottom line. So my time is up. It's been a pleasure being with you guys. I'm super excited. And, you know, I have something incredible coming up next month. Stay tuned. And don't forget to connect with my social media page, and I'll give you a lot of updates. Thank you. Love you guys.
Sammy, thank you so much. We did a little switch up here, but I listened to everything. It's absolutely amazing and beautiful. Thank you so much for your wisdom and your love for people. So everyone looks forward to this once a month. So guys, this will also be in your app as well. So make sure that you check on that in the next day or two. It'll be there for you to share out. Sammy, thank you again. Have a blessed evening.
Have a great evening. Bye.
Bye, everyone.